All right, so let's talk about my theory. And it kind of pertains to the post that I made yesterday about women paying for their own on the dates. And my theory here is that the dating model that we currently go by is outdated. It needs to be updated. What am I talking about? Dating. Typically, men and women get together and have some type of activity: dinner, movies, walk in the park, museums, something. If it costs money, the activity costs money, the man pays or is expected to pay by most people, most women, even some men. But we got to ask, so that's where we are. Now, I like to ask myself, how do we get here? How do we get to this point to where many women feel like if the man doesn't pay for the date or doesn't want to pay for the date, that he's cheap? Chivalry is dead and men no longer court women. But to dispel that notion of courting only involves finances. You can court a woman in many different ways by the type of conversation you have with her, how you pour into her life, her mind, her body, her health, the type of time you spend with her. You can court a woman that way. It's just not what you're willing to do for her financially and on these dates. So let's just get that out of the way first. So that's where we are. How do we get here? We got here because, historically speaking, in the 1900s, let's say the early 1900s, let's just go there. Women didn't work, so they had very little money, if any. And if a man wanted to do anything with a woman, activity-wise, he had to pay. It's not practical. It's just the way it was. The man had to pay. So that's what grandma experienced. That's what she taught her daughter, mama. And that's what mama taught her daughter. And now that's what her daughter is teaching, probably teaching their kid. The man pays. But we don't examine the why. And the why was because the woman didn't work. Then decades later, the woman began to work, but she made very little money. And the man made much more money. It was practical. If someone makes way more money, then they're probably going to spend more money. Or it would make sense for them to pay for the outing because it doesn't hurt their pockets as much as it would hurt the person that makes more money. So it was practical at that point. But we're at a different place now, ladies. Women make more money, as much money, and in many cases, more money than the man. They definitely make more money than they previously did back in the day. That's what I was first saying when I said more money. But so that's where we are now. So as we evolve as a species, we tend to do things differently, get better at doing things, reevaluate our belief systems. Why do I believe that? Okay, I understand why I believe it. Does it still make sense to believe that nowadays? All right, we do that with many things. Example, back in the day, you used to get beat with an extension cord or a hanger or a switch off a tree. You don't get beat with those anymore. You know why? Because it used to be normal to do that. People reevaluated that and determined that it's no longer practical or wise to do that. So now getting beat with those things is child abuse and illegal. So we reevaluate belief systems and change as we evolve as humans and as a species. So we hadn't done this with the dating model, though, for the most part, and by and large. Some people have, but the masses haven't. All right, and it's mighty convenient for women to not want to do that. And my issue with this is women have evolved in so many areas. So many areas. And you got terms out there now. It used to be I am woman, hear me roar. Then it became black girl magic, which is all great. And I agree. Then it became equal pay for equal work. I like to throw another one in there that I wish women would adopt. Equal pay for equal play. That's where I hope we get to with this dating game. Equal pay for equal play. We both playing. So, hey, let's equal out this pay for the play that we have. All right? So that's where we are. That's how we got to where we are. And that's something that needs to be revisited. So, this is my theory on it. The dating model is outdated. Let's update the model. All right? And we need to figure this thing out because times have changed. Things are different. Women, be consistent. Not only when it's convenient for you, let's take this thing across the board. All right? Let's re-examine this dating model. How can we update this? Chime in. Done.